recorded plenty of gospel. But in Dave's words, this isn't gospel like you guys came up with. I want to do something more than that. And so he expanded upon it, and so did we. And like I say, we bought into it, and we really, I know, everybody says, we had a ball doing this album, and hopefully they did, and hopefully we always do as well. But we really felt something special doing this.
Well, we
were around young people, man. You get energy from young people, young producer, young engineers, young players, even in some cases, young songwriters. Again, you mentioned Brand New Star. 2 27-year-old guys wrote that song, man.
Yeah.
27.
And I think if I may look forward to the distant future, I think there are going to be 4 more sets of footsteps ghosting through that studio in decades to come. John Bon Jovial, I know you wanted to get in here. Jump in.
Well, yeah, of course, this is a legendary studio, and this is a recording studio not to be taken lightly. And if you can't get excited and psyched and up for this, then you have no business being in the business.
I agree.
But, I have been in the radio business for over 40 years, and David's been in the business even longer than I. And after a time, you can listen to a piece of recorded music, and you can tell if the musicians and band, the band members were going through the motions and producing something polished, or were their hearts really in it. And, most of the time, at least it seems to me, after a band is established for so many years, they just kind of go through the motions. And in listening to this particular piece of music, I don't think that's the case with you. I think that you guys were really, I could hear the camaraderie in the music. I could hear the love for each other in the music and the dedication to doing this. And that's something that you don't hear too often. A few examples that I can think of past musicians that were so dedicated to their craft. Conway Twitty, the way he wailed in "Hello, Darling." Tammy Wynette, the way she sang in DIVORCE. It is just it seems to me more and more these days a rarity, and you guys have got it. At least you sure did on this record.
Well, and then there's a lot of people today that just count on fixing it in the studio. Oh my God, that's off pitch. Well, we can fix that. Okay, let's go eat.
Auto-tune.
I mean, thank God we got those kind of things that can help make things sound better, I guess. And I don't have anything against it, but the Oak Ridge Boys' attitude is pretty much like you just said. I mean, just like our stage show, like everything else, it's like, man, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. I mean, that's why we're still around after all these years, man. The Oak Ridge Boys get it done. We hit it hard. I'm with a group where the other 3 guys, you mentioned the other guys and what do they think. I'm happy to be with a group of guys that are always forward-thinking, no quitting anybody. Stop? Are you kidding? God will tell us when to stop. Right now, how can we make this tour better than the last tour? What kind of set list can we do tonight that will be better than the one we did last night? Let's give this all we got tonight and try to make it better. Let's do this next album, and let's do something monumental here. Let's not rest on the old laurel, so to speak. And really, that's the attitude that's an Oak Ridge Boy thing. We used to call ourselves the Grizzleirs. Yeah, man. Cause say, hey, man, we're the Grizzleirs, baby. Let's get it done. And,
you guys.
And that Grizzleirs thing is still there, man. The guys are the Grizzleirs, man.
You guys are.
We're going to work harder than anybody else. That's why we're still around. That's how we made it. Back in the 70s, we worked harder than anybody else. People couldn't believe what we did when we went out there. And other country acts went, holy cow, we better pick it up. And that's how we were. And that's the only group today that I see that in, to be honest with you, is the Brothers Osborne. Mm-hmm. I see that in them. They've got this energy thing that's happening that's really magic, and with great music and great playing and everything else to go with it. But, Zach Brown Band had it, and at least they had it for a while. And there's some other kids today that really go out there and put it on, like Keith Urban. There's some good performers out there. But I just know that the Oak Ridge Boys give it everything we've got all the time, whether it's in the studio, whether it's sitting around a table planning, whether it's actually going on stage and singing, which I think we probably still enjoy the best.
Well, you guys are a throwback. To me, you are a throwback to the old days before TV, even before radio. And no, I have not been around that long, but close to it. But you're a throwback to the days of family, and you'd all get together on whatever, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, whatever, get together on the back porch and just sing some songs and be together, share the love. The only major difference is you guys are what all the rest of us aspired to be. It's what we thought we sounded like, but
that's true. But you're right about the attitude. That is the attitude, man. Let's. Our whole thing is let's go sing. That's it. Let's go sing. That's what we do. Let's go sing. That's it. Every night on the side of the stage. Say the Colorado State Fair the other night. You know, when the rodeo ended and they changed it over the stage for us, it was all right, man. Let's sing. Boom! It's time to sing. That's the Oak Ridge Boys. That's
and it comes through. You can tell, as I've mentioned before. All you have to do is sit in at the beginning of one of your shows, and you're hooked. You know what's coming because you can feel it coming. It's like looking at that light down at the end of the tunnel and saying, "Oh darn, here comes a train." You know it's coming.
Well, I feel that way because that's what we're looking at.
It's like a bunch of little kids that discover something that is so joyful and so much fun, and oh my God, I want to do this again. I want to do this again. Oh, wait a minute, we can get paid for this too?
Oh God, I get paid for sitting on a bus for 1,000 miles. I sing for nothing.
I hear you.
I get paid for being away from my house and my farm and my wife and my cats. I sing for nothing.
That's a good attitude. I like that.
That's what they pay me for. They pay me for the long bus ride and the time away from home. That's what they pay me for.
Fantastic. Joe Bonsall, we want to thank you so much for coming and spending your time with us. I want to thank Mary for sharing you with us for this hour, and you and all the guys for sharing your music, and even beyond that, sharing your love with us and everyone else. We really appreciate it, and just can't say enough about this album. Fantastic album.
Well, Dave, you've been a great friend, a longtime friend now, and I thank you for your love and support, and John Bon Jovial for your kind words and your friendship. Thank you, guys. You got a great thing going there, too, and just honored to be a part of it. Thanks for playing 17th Avenue Revival, man. It means the world that you do that.
And we appreciate you sharing it with us. It's our pleasure. Yes, it is, John Bon Jovial. Thank you again, Joe Bonsall, the Oak Ridge Boys, celebrating their album 17th Avenue Revival. And here it is, the song that seems to have gotten a life of its own from the album. This is Brand New Star.
There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight, shining down on us, glorious and bright. I'm gonna miss you every day, but I know that you're all right. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. There's a peace in my heart, finally moving on, a calm in my conscience that sings my song. No longer will you struggle, no longer will you fight. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. Let the love shine down, 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 let the love shine down. I'm gonna miss you every day, but I know that you're all right. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. There's a break in the clouds, the sun is shining through, speaks to my soul in a voice that sounds like you. When I lay my head down and gently close my eyes, there's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. Let the love shine down, 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 let the love shine down. I'm gonna miss you every day, but I know that you're all right. There's a brand new star up in heaven tonight. Let the love shine down, 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 let the love shine down. I'm gonna miss you every day, but I
Brand New Star, the Oak Ridge Boys from their monumental album, and as Joe Bonsall quoted the writer, an album not to be missed. It's 17th Avenue Revival. There's about 4 more great cuts on there that we weren't able to squeeze in here, so I know you're going to want to check it out. It's available all over the world right now. Get it before somebody else does. We thank Joe and all of the Oaks, and I'm losing my voice again, but we thank Joe for spending time with us today, and I think that, it's just about that time. We'll see you next week for another The David Bowers Awards. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll tell you what, going back to that comment that Joe made about the fully orchestrated version of Brand New Star and this more acoustic version, and he hits the nail on the head. That was absolutely amazing. All right, folks. Hey, you've spent another hour with us, and we really appreciate it. It's wonderful having you with us this week. The David Bowers Awards, that's us. It is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and also from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. We are available for free on Blog Talk Radio, also on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, as well as SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and some of these other silly platforms where you can get your podcasts, and wherever great indie music is played, that's where you're going to find the David Bowers Awards. Click and follow us and like us on Blog Talk Radio, on Facebook, on Twitter, and keep up with all the latest information of what is going on in the wild, wacky, and wonderful world of indie music. Join us next week, please, for the David Bowers Awards, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and, of course, on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC for you international bon vivants out there. For more great indie music and talk with the folks that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers, Nick the Geek, and all the other folks here in the studio, I want to thank you very much for joining us. It's been a very special show with Joe Bonsall. I am John Bon Jovial saying, please be safe this week. Love each other. We'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.